Alright, I'm going to show my method for the hand drill fire. Got a piece of cedar for our hearth board. You can use just about any wood as long as it's dry, not too sappy. White pine works around here, spruce, those types of things, maple, any kind of hard wood. The trick is it needs to be harder than your spindle. And today I'm going to be using a piece of nice dry mullein, and it's important that your spindle, again, is softer than your hearth board. And what you really want to find is a tall weedy plant, like right behind me, this thistle. When you cut into it or break it open, it should have this pith, this cottony stuff inside, and you should be able to really just push your thumbnail into it and have it be soft enough to grind away a nice pile of dust. Alright, so I've got some holes going here. I'll show you how I prep a new one. I just take the tip of, not the very point of my knife, but the smallest cutting edge I can find there, and just score in a circle, like so. Nothing fancy. And then we just pop that out. And that gives us a place to rest our spindle. So now what we do, so that this doesn't move on us, is we're going to go ahead and burn this in real quick. Just set my spindle in there. Actually, I'm going to carve this a little too. Alright. And just start burning this in to make sure we're getting good contact. And start to hear it squeak. Okay, that'll do. Now we make our notch, and we're just going to do what's called a stop cut. Cut in, and then cut at an angle. And then cut in again, cut in at an angle. And just keep doing that. And people have all these theories about, oh, you need your notch to be to the center of your hole, or 1/3 of the circumference of the hole. I just make a notch. It never really matters to me. I think the materials you're using are the most important. Okay, so now that that's done, we need something to catch our dust. That is the most important concept here, is the pile of sawdust. So, take a leaf, stick that down there. And then what we need to do now is make our bird's nest. So I've got some tulip poplar bark here, and you can use any bark that has a nice fibrous inner Cambrian layer. See that? This is fantastic fire lighting material. I'm going to wind this around my thumb and make sure you build up enough material at the base of your nest so that you don't blow your coal right through like I often do in a hurry. Okay. Do a couple more wraps here. Alright, I'll set that aside. Just put it in these rocks. Okay, now, oops, we're going to start spinning. And the important thing here is that first we're not going for an ember. We need to get enough sawdust built up in our chamber so that when we get heat transfer, notch might not be deep enough from the hole. Anyway, once we get enough sawdust built up, the heat will transfer to that and create a glowing ember. Getting plenty of smoke, but I'm not going for anything yet until I see that I have enough sawdust. Starting to get there. Now I'll put some pressure down. I've got enough sawdust going now, and it's hot enough I can go for gold. And that did it. Okay, so now that we've got an ember, carefully, because you don't want to spill this, carefully pour this in to your bird's nest. Okay, now give it a little air, but not too much, because the moisture in your breath will put it out. There we go. That's all there is to it. When you meet the simple demands that science requires for airflow and thermodynamics, transferring heat between the two materials, getting enough friction, it's a pretty simple task once you meet the criteria. So